my god! It's a Twin Blades variant. There's a Maelstrom on the backside. Phantom's picking up more kills, finds Andrew as well. It's a triple. Oh, look at Tahaka. Finds the Abathur top lane 6. Great Ring of Frost connecting onto 4 members. We might have a comeback for the ages. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Will they be able to escape? ETC does fall. What a counter attack by Regen Red, and he's gonna barely get away with this friggin' teleport ability. Holy shit! That was really spicy. Ladies and gents, welcome. Thanks for stopping in this afternoon. I'm normally not here around these hours, at least not yet during Season 6. I was like, I got some free time. I don't have a cast until 10 p.m. Might as well do some replay casts. So we're here with sOaK Every Lane and Wholesome Halfwits, a match that took place in week number 2. So we're going to go back in time and revisit this matchup. Let me just make sure. I had some issues yesterday. I think my game sounds were a little low, so I'm gonna turn them up just a tad. Let me see if that fixes it. And then without further ado, I'm already in the replay file, so we're gonna jump right into it. I think BMed, he's in chat right now. He was talking about the bans. I got like a hair in my eye or something. But he was talking about the bans. I don't know if we ever found out. So BMed, if you want to reveal them, now would be the time, because I have no idea. But here we go. Game number 1. It's going to be Volskaya Foundry. And it's loading. I promise. There it is. Alright. And we're going to start it up. Here we go. Let's introduce these teams. So we got over on the left-hand side, sOaK Every Lane. Philip K on the Anubarak. We got DMN13 on the Jaina. Key's playing Lucio. BMed on the Vikings. And rounding it out on Maev, it's Strogas. On the right-hand side, we got the Wholesome Halfwits. We got Freckle Pants here on the Ana. Crooked Smile looks like it's playing the... Is that a Zool? That's a Zool. We got Dr. Chelly on the Uther. G-Money Drums on Gul'dan. And last but not least, playing the Rainer, it is Neutrons. So this is a Zool tank comp up against Vikings. So a little bit of fun on both sides. I don't know what's going to happen here. I have no clue. I didn't get to watch this match. It wasn't casted. I don't know who wins. So please, if you do know the result, no spoilers in chat for those of us who don't know the result of this one. Checking out down bottom where so far it's just Mr. Baylog here for BMed in the bottom lane. We got Eric at mid. And the rest of sOaK Every Lane is split up top. And it looks like it's the exact opposite down here in the bottom right now for Wholesome Halfwits. They're going to get some siege damage across onto this wall. Really not too much Baylog can do. Eric just fell mid. And we'll kind of follow these rotations a bit as they're coming down from our blue team sOaK Every Lane. Just about 10 seconds until those fortification camps pop up. We'll check if either of our teams want to prioritize that. But always scary when you got Vikings because of their option to go into that Merc Lord. So we'll see if BMed decided to go for that. So far, we do see at level 1, the Vikings did go for Bribe. Great tether there onto Dr. Jelly and Uther, the first to fall. A minute 10 into Volskaya Foundry. sOaK Every Lane on the board, and you can credit that one to Maev. Alright, looking now, both teams are appearing to grab their fortification camps. Maev has this scouted on the right-hand side of the map, so I'm going to kind of lead our camera over this way, see if anyone wants to come in response. So far, it's just Zool from the top side. Crooked Smile nearby an event. Not quite sure if he's going to try to rip that bone prison or not. So far, no. But Maev's pinging, saying, let's get in here. They're checking for that Zool. He's not there. And just like that, the camp's taken away. Burrow charge too late. Good sleep on Anubarak. Now Philip K in trouble. Tether not going to pull anyone back, but look at that damage come out on top of Uther again. Second time he's fallen. Now Anu walking back in will fall. 1-for-1 trade. Another turret got dropped there as well. Maev barely will escape with about 215 health. 1-for-1. And both teams end up dropping the turrets that they just picked up. So no items in control for either team. Do want to note that whole time we had Vikings soaking, so it's a full level lead for sOaK Lane. They are doing just that here with BMed. Bottom side, Gul'dan trying to push in again. Uther going to show up. But Dr. Jelly has been having trouble staying on his feet early in this one. 2 minutes and 30 seconds in as control point A is getting started, and Wholesome Halfwits got to figure out a way to keep their support alive without a tank. They need to rely on this combo from Zul and set up for the Gul'dan damage. We'll see if they can pull it off here. Control point A active in just 5 seconds. Still about a level away until level 7 for the sOaK Lane squad in blue. They have a camp pushing up top, and sorry about that. Didn't see Zul was getting assaulted. Olaf gonna stay up there, escort those in with that Merc Lord. Should do a considerable amount of damage to that wall if it can stay out of range. And here we go, sOaK Lane gonna get the support camp before walking onto control point A. I like this move. Might not have enough time to make it back down to their fortification camp, but that should also be up soon. We're gonna check timers, about 30 seconds for that. But at mid, this is where it might happen. Level 7s are being locked in, just waiting on Maiev to see what she goes with. But wisely so, Wholesome Halfwits just going to back up off the point, try to get 7 themselves. Raynor up top clearing out that Bruiser camp that was pushing, or excuse me, Siege camp. And Wholesome Halfwits are going to grab their own here. And I'd presume try to make their way back onto this point where it's, right now it's just little old Eric waiting. Maiev showing up as well, but a noob staying pretty far away. See if Philip wants to turn back around. Bribe on the camp, so another turret grabbed there by BMed. Here comes the engagement. Maiev not going to use that warp forward and look for a bind. Instead, dropping back, waiting for a team to show up. And there's one of those turrets empowered by the Vikings on the point, the center of control point A, as Dr. Jelly going to get pulled back yet again. And Uther for the 3rd time. No, this time Dr. Jelly survives. Big turnaround now onto sOaK Lane as Gul'dan spreading the damage out thick. Only going to pick up a kill so far on Olaf. Might be able to turn now on Maiev, but that biotic emitter did just enough to keep sOaK Lane healthy. Neither team able to grab this. Triglav yet still trying to work on it is Wholesome Halfwits now with their level 7 talents, and we'll throw those up as we watch this fight continue. Vikings getting plenty of value. Now it's stretched out to about a 2-level lead, all because BMed's been soaking this entire time. And if I'm sOaK Lane, I'm happy with it. I'm just going to keep my Anubrak standing there as long as possible. Wait out until we get our heroic talents, because quite frankly, I haven't seen too much outside of that damage from Gul'dan we see once again, but not nearly enough to kill anyone here for sOaK Lane, but maybe enough to push them off the point, and they do. Wholesome Halfwits grabbing this Triglav Protector. Almost called it a biotic emitter. They grabbed the Triglav, and surprisingly so, with that 2-level deficit, and now you see heroics being picked up. That was really their last moment to have any chance at grabbing this robot, and that's exactly what they're able to do. Check out up top, because Zul's pushing. All while this is going on down bottom, Uther and Raynor inside with Gul'dan sieging 4th. Ana providing the supporting from the back. But Philip K trying to say something about it, but this robot's too strong. He can't walk forward. That's going to give more room for G Money to get damage onto this fort, see if they can get any more structural damage. Minions also showing up now, but Maiev threatening with the pull now on to Gul'dan. He's going to be okay. Plenty of healing from Ana. Now we're looking at about 10 seconds left on our Triglav. And this Protector is going to have to call it a day for now and wait for our next one. 5 seconds remaining. Wholesome Halfwits just retreating. And a successful defense came out of sOaK Lane. And look at this. Warden's Cage on top of 2 Blizzards there as well. Big, giant burrow charge. But still, no kills. The healing from Uther this time too good. Might end up dying on the back end of this, but kept his Raynor alive. Better lose 1 than 2. And ultimately, it was just another great engagement from Maiev, and Stroke is showing why Maiev can be a really good hero here in Division B. Flexing it hard right now, and with that level 10 lead, showed why you want to have a heroic talent lead fight. Found it right on top, and really not much Jaina, or excuse me, our Uther could do with the Rainer there stuck inside, and the Jaina with the Blizzard just too good with the Warden's Cage. So that's going to be another item for sOaK every lane. This one's a biotic emitter, a Nubrak rotating down for the fortification camp as well, but I got to note both these heroes are holding items, so they're going to need someone else to show up to this party. We'll see who they're going to make that be. Up top, it's trouble right now for Olaf. He's down. 4-man rotation coming out from Wholesome Halfwits. Turret grabbed there by Jaina as I take a sip of my bubbly beverage. Might be a fight up top as level 13 has been achieved for sOaK every lane. Burrow charge super deep. Does hit Zool. And the cocoon came out on Uther, but the damage follow-up there got him popped right out. And now this is looking like it's going to turn the other direction, and it does. Wholesome Halfwits with the first kill. But here's the Warden's Cage. Only after a Nubrak's down. Ends up being a 2 for nothing. And will be Olaf as well. You see Bone Prison locking him in. Still in chase is Gul'dan. Mayep trying to turn this around. Here's Uther with the supporting. Only heroic left for Wholesome Halfwits is that Hyperion. See if Rainer wants to use it. Probably doesn't need to up top because they have the siege camp here. And you see just how fast this is going to go down.
Red team has destroyed the fort. Hero slain.
Missed where that happened. Oh, wait. We can rewind, huh? How do I rewind here? Can I just hit, like, rewind? My F died. Whoops. And Wholesome Halfwits are catching up. Here's level 13 talents on your screen right now. Love this D-Storm pick we saw before out of Dr. Chell. You see if he can continue to use that with any validity. But it kind of shut down that, shut down that engagement Maiev was starting earlier with the Warden's Cage. Uther was able to turn that around. Looks like both teams are aware of this fortification camp on the map. We'll see what they want to do, but they're going to find a Rainer for now. Neutron's in trouble. Will be able to walk back. Frecklepants doing a fantastic job in supporting here in this matchup. Gave enough room there for his team to pick up that turret. Well, we got to continue talking about XP. Where's the button I'm looking for? Here it is. XP total. Look at BMed. 21,000. The closest on the red team only at 8,000. So more than double the output and some. Then their opponent's leading XP contributor. Here's a stuck out Gul'dan at mid using Horrify. Not to too much use. As Gul'dan gets obliterated, support camps available, and we have control point B active. But sOaK every lane, they know what's going on. They got plenty of time to make it on that point. They're going to grab the support camp. I don't see any turrets in their hands right now. But they're going to try to make do with level 16 talents and a biotic emitter. And that's more than enough to send Wholesome Halfwits retreating back behind their wall. They find a camp. But they're still 2 levels away from 16. It's going to be tough to find that before 100% is achieved here by sOaK every lane. So I'd expect them to pull out a fight. They need to wait for Gul'dan. That Horrify never did go off, so it's still ready to go. Ready to rip for G-Money drums. Uther already walking forward, potentially looking for this fight to start. Backing up's a Nubrak. They don't want this fight, apparently. Balog backing up, dropping a turret. And maybe here comes a Nubrak. I'm not sure. Eric's fallen. And sOaK every lane just got scared off the point. Camp pushing here with one of these catapults. Remember, the only structure down so far belongs to Wholesome Halfwits. They destroyed the one on the blue side for sOaK every lane earlier. Guess that didn't really make sense how I said that. But I think you know what I meant. And they're doing all this right now on this point. Down this talent tier. Still down a level and a half. And it seems as though sOaK every lane is just waiting for a moment. I don't know what it is, but here it comes. Burrow charge in. Finds 2. That's Gul'dan. Dropping immediately that biotic emitter. They needed it, but not even enough to keep a Nubrak alive. But look at the ring damage and the blizzard damage from Jaina. The only thing that got any sort of work in that fight. Now it's going to be completely turned around as Demon 13's down. The second Triglot protector of the game for Wholesome Halfwits. And again, they're doing this from behind an XP. Second robot, and this is an easy march now for them at mid or bot. Low-hanging fruit at mid. We'll see if they want to stop along the way. No, they're going to keep marching on down and work on this C lane, as we like to call it. Well's already been destroyed. So Fort's ready to go. B-Med says, still embarrassed about killing Eric there. That's just a Viking. Who cares? You probably had play again, though. Although, maybe not worth for just one little Eric. Olaf now taking damage and holding a turret. That's not good, but they should be able to pick that turret back up. But, wait, can they? Still not picked up. B-Med does grab it. Balog immediately drops it, throwing damage out on Ana and Gul'dan. But that's not going to work. Play again sends Balog up to the top lane. That's why he disappeared there. And Vikings are going to try to respond to Zul at mid. Here comes Olaf and Balog. But Curse swipes are so strong at this point in the game. Not too much they can do. Fort falls bot, and Robot is expired bot. So 2 objectives, 2 forts. That's the summation. Actually, third fort does fall there. But that's the basic summation. Wow! A Nubrak, no chance to live. And look at that Divine Storm from Uther. Gonna get a second kill after the ice block expires on Jaina. Bone Prison's gonna get 3 on Lucio. A triple kill there for Wholesome Halfwits and a camp invade. This is now time for them to start thinking about pushing on keep walls. Where do they want to do it at? So far, it's looking like mid and a support camp. So no keep walls. That would have been my favorite play there. Get the structural damage, then drop back. Instead, just going to be a biotic emitter. Can they make use of it later on? We'll find out. It's like a little present. We get to open later on in the cast. And those keep walls are going to survive. Mid, healthy. Bottom, healthy. Up top, little damage. But maybe a little bit of meat on the bone there for Wholesome Halfwits left on the table. We'll find out as we are just about deadlocked in XP. What was once a 2-level lead for sOaK every lane has now been completely eradicated. And they're trying to continue this Viking sOaK. You see them split out in all 3. Which should give them a bit more of an edge to getting to 21st. But can they find a window with a Talontier advantage? At this point, I'd probably say no. Invade attempt up top. Here's a Nubrak. Following Maiev, they are going to find Raynor. There's a great stun, though, by Uther and a quick flip of the switch. Ring of Frost dropping on a few, but again, can't find the supporting on a Nubrak, and down for, what is that, 5 times? Oh, I hit the wrong button there. I think that's 5 deaths for a Nubrak. Yeah, 5. And the retreat is on. Maiev's going to make it back. Jaina's going to make it back. But ultimately, pretty darn good for Wholesome Halfwits, continuing their comeback efforts here on Volskaya Foundry, now finally finding their way to a keep wall. This should go down pretty quickly. Still without a Nubarak, and having Vikings as your off lane, really tough without that beef on the front line to step forward into this Uther Zul combo that is starting to really work. So 1 keep wall down, control point C, our 3rd objective of the game, will be active in 8 seconds. A Nubrak should be up shortly after.
Access terminal online.
B-Med already set up on the point. There's a fight breaking loose. Wow, Eric falls. Balog in trouble, but will be able to fly himself away. And now Wholesome Halfwits ready to get their channel on. 20-20. All of our heroics should be up by time a fight breaks loose. Here's Olaf in trouble. Play again. Ready in 5 seconds, and might need to be used as the fattest of the 3 has fallen. sOaK every lane grabbing a turret before presumably making their way down. There's going to be play again from the Vikings. Still staying split out are the Vikings. And bribing a camp and grabbing a turret are the Vikings. So sOaK every lane with a bit of a game plan here. See if they can execute now with all their heroes ready to go. It's going to be Eric up top still. So maybe a little bit of damage missing, but they're going to try to make it work with the rest of these pieces. Up front's Olaf. Up in the air, flying that shield back to safety. 54%'s the channel for Wholesome Halfwits. Starting to get time to make a move for sOaK every lane. And here they come, Philip K with the impale not hitting too much so far. Turret dropped by both teams, empowered though by sOaK every lane. There's the Warden's Cage on a few, big stun by Uther, but their turnaround should be here. Jaina hits a few with the ring, but it's Olaf falling first. Could be a Nubrak next. Philip so low, but a conveyor belt might save him. That's also Balog being saved. Philip K still alive. Lucio trying to keep his team up, but I don't think it's going to happen. The turnaround happening from Wholesome Halfwits, and now is a quad kill if you're counting Vikings. Gul'dan might find more as Key is only at about 300 health. And all three objectives in this game have gone over to the team without a warrior. Wholesome Halfwits now pushing forward onto this bottom lane keep wall, looking for the first keep of the game to fall. And on the other side, 6 structures still stand. B-Med trying to do what he can to get these lanes pushed back, but 30 seconds for Maiev, still 20 for a Nubrak. I don't know if they have enough time to respawn. This thing is strong. Still a minute left on the Protector. Keep is now dead. And Wholesome Halfwits are going to make their push onto this core. Hyperion up in 25 seconds. Still have our Poison Nova. A Horrify if they need to be used. But probably don't need it. So much health on this Protector. The core health dropping below 50%. And that looks like it'll do for game number 1. We're going to hand this map over to Wholesome Halfwits. All right, so here's a match summary screen. I know it doesn't line up perfectly, but come on. I'm doing what I can here. Vikings, 38,000 XP. Not enough at the end of the day here as the kill stopped at a certain point and really swung around in favor for Wholesome Halfwits there. Great job from Zool, leading all heroes in hero damage and led his team in siege damage. Crooked Smile showing why they wanted to pull the Zool comp out. It worked. Here's your talent screen if you want to take a look at those. And that's going to lead us into our first break of the afternoon. We'll be back in about 2 minutes as I just take a short breather, set up map number 2, and we'll be back with more sOaK every lane versus Wholesome Halfwits. JK. I thought that was funny. Come on. Got the Metal Gear hat on. What's up? Back. It's Verda. I got some more action to bring you today. Division B West. sOaK LaNe versus Wholesome Halfwits. Game 2 up next. We're heading to Alterac Pass. Sorry the music was loud. I don't know. I was YouTubing it. I didn't do a sound check on that. I apologize for headphone users. But yeah, here we go. We're heading into game number 2. It's gonna be B-Med. First off, I'm trying to have more fun. This is a way more laid-back cast than like probably most of mine you've seen. Just to be fair, I'm trying to have some fun, more laid-back, chill murder today. But yeah, here we go. We're gonna head into game number 2. We got sOaK LaNe, Wholesome Halfwits ready to go. Alterac Pass, and B-Med is dropping the bans right now in chat. So if you want to know the bans for this map, they are down there. And let's not delay it any further. Heading into game number 2. Here we go. Alterac Pass. Do we have music on, by the way? Yeah, it's on. Okay, I don't hear any, but here we go. Play button and action. On the left-hand side, we got sOaK LaNe, Philip K on Diablo, Strogus switching over this time to Kael'thas. What a great Maiev in game 1. Key playing, what is that? I can't, oh, that's Tyrande, okay. Demon 13 on Raynor, and B-Med playing my favorite dinosaur, Dahaka. On the right-hand side, we got Crooked Smile on Greymane, Freckle Pants playing the Deckard Cain, G-Money Drums on ETC, Neutrons playing LaNe, and Dr. Jelly on the Stitches. Ladies and gentlemen, your game 1 winners, they are the Wholesome Halfwits. Alright, Alterac Pass, brand new for NGS Season 6. I think I had 1 cast here so far, so this is really only number 2 for me. I'm excited to see if any strategies appear to start forming amongst teams that have played this map so far. Will there be a prioritization on the mid lane? Perhaps one of those side lanes where the bosses spawn? And how much effect will the objective end up having in competitive play? It's really the jury's still out on if the objective is way too strong, if there's enough balance to it that it's defeatable in the event you lose an early game objective. sOaK LaNe gonna try to use a Kael'thas in defense. See if they want to go into a Phoenix later on. Of course, they have a Hyperion they could choose from Raynor. Looking at those level 1 talents is Ace in the Hole from Demon 13. I hope I'm pronouncing Demon correctly. That's just what I assume you'd pronounce it as. DMN 13 just doesn't seem right. It's probably Demon. But should be a lot of slows that can come from this squad, especially Dahaka. If B-Med can come in later on, grab a sweet drag after a brush stalk, and if the commit happens immediately from sOaK LaNe, Raynor can be really devastating in that sort of situation. So eyes on that combination later on as we see the brush stalk come of use. Probably will see it by time our first objective spawns. We see it will be in the bottom side of our map. Currently we have our Dahaka player in the top lane. ETC has been the chosen one for duties up against B-Med. G-Money Drums trying to do what he can. Dragon a miss that time. Checking out mid, Diablo in trouble. I don't know if Hook's ready to go. Dr. Chelly holding it. Not going to pull it out. In this matchup down bottom, it's Raynor versus LaNe. So far, it appears as though LaNe scaring Raynor back to the wall enough. And at mid, we see we did have one of those null camps come out. Will be cleared up, only getting a little bit of damage onto those front turrets. But maybe not as much value as they might have hoped. We'll see if this announcement of Objective 1 will be the signal for sOaK LaNe to send their nulls out. I'd assume so. Here's Kael'thas and Tyrande destroying it. But Kael'thas low mana is going to have to go back before this objective spawns. They're taking their sweet old time on this camp. Finally getting it down. Dahaka's still up top. This is great because XP advantage will happen on this next wave for sOaK every lane. They have a little bit of time to make their way to show up for the objective. Down bottom, Rainer's already here dealing with the wave. And both teams appear to be making defensive postures. Already some potions set up defensively from Freckle Pants. Diablo's still working on souls, currently sitting at 44. And I think this delay is going to favor heavily for sOaK every lane. Look at Dahaka still free in that top lane. I think this is the second wave now approaching him. And Stitch is even getting into trouble mid. sOaK every lane looking like they're going to take a big lead in this match. Sevens are close, and once they get 7, I'm looking for them to step up with the Dahaka, bring that brush dog down. He's going to get it soon. They got a little bit down on the bottom they just grabbed as well. And this should be the fight. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get quiet as we wait for this Dahaka to show up and see this fight happen. ETC, power slide. Here comes Dahaka topside. Dark swarming on Stitches, only Dragon to connect on Li-Ming. She's low, but so's the rest of sOaK every lane. But Greymane was the only one doing the damage. He gets stuck by a Diablo, falls first in the fight. That's first blood in the match. Level 7s might have been the contributing factor for sOaK every lane. But they're not able to push forward quite yet as Tyrande struggling to heal without anything to auto-attack. And a lot of members from sOaK every lane just a little bit too low. Stroke's going to use that well tap. Tyrande nearby. Should be able to provide some supporting there for Rainer, and does. Gravity Lapse hit, but Flame Strike did not. Here's Diablo. Dr. Shelly getting put in the air. Stunned into a wall. Here's the damage after the stun from Tyrande and Stitches. What a great combo there from sOaK every lane, and Stitches falls just like that. 15 more seconds till he's back up, giving room now for sOaK every lane to move on to the point. Delay going to come out from Neutrons and Li-Ming. Another delay there. See if anyone wants to put a body in front. They finally do, and there you go. The first channel secured for sOaK every lane, but we gotta wait 30 seconds. See if they can hold them off. Stitches has respawned. Entering through this mid lane. ETC's also up there. See if G-Money Drums wants to walk in from this topside flank. And this is the defense opportunity now with level 7s. Diablo being a pest onto Li-Ming. Scroll of Ceiling rather from Decker Kane locking in Diablo, and Philip K taking a lot on the front side. He's all by himself in the middle of red, but Li-Ming not putting the damage out quite yet. And here's the turnaround from sOaK every lane, trying to kill off ETC now. G-Money still staying in there, and they find a kill on Rainer, still surviving ETC. What a great little flip there by Wholesome Halfwits. Might get more. Diablo's low, he'll survive, but they don't care. They got the objective. sOaK every lane, ready to send the cavalry down. Now we're looking at 97 souls on Philip K. This wave right in front of him will be enough. So Diablo entering beast mode status. Great defense here coming out from Stitches, from Li-Ming, from Deckard Cain. They keep their turrets intact. Up top, not the case as Dahaka was able to push that whole time. Greymane's low. B-Med might have a drag here. Crooked Smile getting very greedy. See if this drag can happen. There it is. Whacking away with those claws. Greymane still surviving, and now might be able to flip this around. Strogus nearby, and whoo-wee. Pyro Blast. Not going for the Phoenix. Used it that time to secure a kill on Greymane. See what else Strokes can do with that throughout the game. I might have liked to see Phoenix here on this map. Just map dependent. You have an option to clear out, but maybe you don't need it if you're getting kills. ETC almost picked off, but was able to power slide to safety. There's going to be our first structure of the game falling in favor of sOaK every lane. And let's look at Wholesome Halfwits. Still without level 10s for the second game in a row. They're second to reach that mark. Playing from behind. Something they are now familiar with in this matchup. Working on the macro pressure top lane. Sending their ETC there. Waiting to see if he goes stage dive. Just a moment till we see that selection. And it will be. Stage dive is the pick from ETC. We got Bile, Disintegrate, Lornado. And Greymane still holding his option for now. Hook connecting. B-Med in this bottom lane already, not split matching ETC. So this fight's already going to happen. Dahaka going to have to burrow down and pop Essence. Yes, he's upside down. Who said that? Did you hear that? Am I crazy? Did anyone else hear that?
Looks like they're gonna have another prison camp.
Maybe it was the announcer. I don't know. That was a weird sound effect. Someone said, he's upside down. I was like, wait a minute. That wasn't me. G Money Drum spending the last few minutes soaking this top lane. And look at our XP, a little bit closer than it was. Now just 1 level. 3-1 kills still favoring sOaK Lane. 1 apiece for Diablo, Rainer, and Dahaka. 1 on the other side for ETC. This is a boss being grabbed bottom side, uncontested by Wholesome Halfwits to push during objective. Great timing by them. Should have enough time to show up, but up top's going to be matched by sOaK Lane. With 13s pretty close. They should have time to get 13s before this objective starts happening. And they should be able to pair with it some boss pressure. I don't know if Wholesome Halfwits can get here in time. Looks like they're just going to walk on to the point. Stitches there working on the minions. Greymane going to work on the channel, so that will get activated. And that boss was delivered by sOaK Lane. Bottom side being cleared up by Dahaka, and checking Dahaka has Brush Stalk available. So, excuse me, we'll check that out when he wants to get back in here. There's the Pyroblast coming out, not killing Greymane. Here's Dahaka though, B-Med coming in, Dark Swarm, and not finding Crooked Smiles quite yet. Greymane able to escape. No kills either side, but it's sOaK Lane with level 13, still waiting for Dahaka and Diablo to lock those in. They have an advantage. Oh, and I love this pick. Primal Swarm at level 13. This will be beastly. Especially on bosses. Will give them a bit extra burn. Will help a lot in the clear. Great flip. Great stun by Diablo and Tyrande. Good supporting by Deckard Cain. And Dr. Chelly almost survived, but doesn't. Greymane getting a little armor reduction from the Diablo there. And will be able to walk his way back. And now sOaK Lane back on the channel. Just 20 seconds remaining until their second objective of the game. Bottom wave, just to show you, pretty push right now in favor of Wholesome Halfwits, which will be negated. And most notably, though, is up top, which is pushed in favor of sOaK Lane. Now, if they get this objective, that will really start to hurt, because you're talking about keep wall damage, potential keep damage. Here we go, objective number 2. For sOaK Lane. Philip K in trouble, getting jumped on there by Greymane. Armor reductions in, and a great Lornado from Freckle Pants. That's a kill, and Souls reset on Diablo. Still looking for more, and they found it, killing off Tyrande and Kael'thas. A triple kill. Wholesome Halfwits find it at the right time, giving them opportunity for a free defense of the cavalry that was coming down. ETC is going to make top not an issue at all, and I thought that was about to be. Mid got cleared up instantaneously, but Stitch is in trouble. Diablo, great flip, great kill. Philip K once again on Diablo, even that time without any souls in the bank. Nice little pick off there on Stitches. Bottom lane, the only lane still an issue. Greymane in defense here. Here comes Li Ming. Here comes Deckard. Wall in trouble. I think this wall is going down. Fort's another story. We'll see if the defense can happen. But this is 5 heroes now from sOaK Lane, looking to make sure they do get it. And that frontline pressure, Diablo, enough to scare everyone away. So Fort will fall. Up top, keep wall fell. So ETC didn't do enough to keep that off there. An objective ends up getting a bit of value after all. And will remain with this 1 level lead. Our sOaK Lane.
The Frost Wolves are finished.
Still staying in there, sOaK Lane. Pushing on up. fort, the last one standing for Wholesome Halfwits. Now backing up. Stitch is in their face, though. He does have a hook. Misses. Could have been a connect there. Might have been opportunity. But everyone survives. Objective being announced for the bottom side as we see this camp being worked on. For both sides, actually. Greymane applying the DPS. On the other side, it's Rainer applying the DPS here for SEL. The Haka continuing to stay across midfield. This is up against the LaNe. Tyrande just scouted this out, so they should know where a few of their enemies are, but the Haka going to start backing up anyway. The rest of the team hanging out mid. They know this is going to be clashing with these camps, so they want to try to make it push in their favor. Maybe get back onto this fort, which they started. They still have the talent tier lead. Those living bombs are going to start being a real issue. Level 1 was completed, Mana Addict. And you see this living bomb build being completed here at level 16 with Ignite. There's Diablo with the charge in. Big Pyroblast trying to throw it on Leeming, but Neutrons lives with 5 health. I couldn't even see, but that health bar was essentially gone. I'm playing on a 4K monitor and I still couldn't see it. So a little bit of luck perhaps there by Neutron surviving, and we'll be able to help defend this mid fort. Here comes ETC as well, finding the Haka. B-Med taking a ton of damage, pops Essence. That's going to be it. No one's falling. Hook, though. Diablo in trouble still. Philip K charging in. Power Slide hits a few. And Grey Mundo with the go for the throat. Finding 2. A double kill for Wholesome Halfwits. Li Ming with the dominance found a little bit in there as well until she falls. A 3 for 1. Maybe more with the Haka low. Greymane looking for it and gets it. Great scroll there by Deckard. Now Rainer has the focus set on him. He'll survive. Rainer's Raider will survive as well. Objective active, and this is big money time now for Wholesome Halfwits. They haven't found opportunity yet in this game to get a channel started and get any meaningful time on it at least. Here they're going to leave their ETC in duty by himself. The rest of the squad heading to a boss. A risky play, but one they're thinking is going to pay off because sOaK every lane. They're going to have to split their focus now. Send a few to deal with this boss to prevent that heat from falling. And the, oh man, this is not where you want your ETC to fall though. That was the last thing you wanted if you're Wholesome Halfwits, because you lost your front line, your pressure, your CC follow-up on these hooks. And without it, this boss is free clear status and they don't even have to worry about the objective. What are they going to do though? Boss is actually just going to walk free. sOaK every lane is going to play objective. Is this a mistake? So far, great poke from Leeming, barely missing the Tyrande. And Philip K finding more. Kill on Deckard K, no supports now for 40 seconds. Stitch is down, no front line until ETC's back up, and Pyroblast is more than enough to finish off Greymane. How did they find the space? And how did Wholesome Halfwits give it away? But sOaK every lane finds a free triple kill and had no business getting any of it. They're going to end up giving up a keep wall. But a triple kill is going to give them an objective, which should be a whole lot more than what those turrets in the bottom lane just handed over to Wholesome Halfwits. No contest coming out. Instead, it's going to be a siege camp for the top lane, as this wave is still remaining to be the most troublesome for the Wholesome Halfwits. It's still pushed on that keep. And cavalry just being spit down. It's going to be a siege camp to pair with it for mid lane. And that might be the lane that is focused upon by sOaK every lane. We'll find out. Diablo trying to get sneaky in the jungle here. So far, doesn't see anything, but waiting for someone to make a rotation. But Wholesome Halfwits not falling for this trap. Instead, clearing up top. Cavalry still not here. Down bottom, ETC is going to walk through the trap, but immediately cues himself to safety. Power slide, more than enough for G-Money. And the patience. Maybe a bit too much patience here for sOaK every lane. Give an opportunity for our red team to set up in defense. LaNe, of course, not here. But giving enough time for them to get on the wall and kind of collect their thoughts before this happens. But maybe I speak too soon because this keeps falling like butter. Level 20s are now here. And they're looking for more keeps because, you know, those cores are not easy to kill. These generals, they get extra armor. Kill the keeps. Some people don't realize that yet. This map's been out for a year. What? Stitches, how'd you get stuck back there? Tornado, I thought was going to be enough to turn on Diablo. Instead, ends up being a double kill for sOaK every lane. And that might be it. If Diablo can live, but whew, Crooked Smile doesn't let him. Souls reset for the second time. Maybe opportunity to defend this. It looks like they will. sOaK every lane's got to back out after Diablo died. They end up getting that second keep finally. But they might have had more. With Diablo up, I think maybe even without the keep down, they had the damage there to finish off the core. It didn't happen. So instead, level 20 to level 20. Tao, Rasha's Elements for Li Ming. Endless Flash for Mr. Deckard K, and that'll definitely help around these control points, these objectives. I mean, they're essentially control points, but probably won't help in a defense for this last keep remaining. That's gonna fall. Now all three Neutrons gotta live here and will survive. And Greymane, once again, he's been the playmaker. Looking for more, go for the throat, still not there. Stage dive on 3, power slide, slowing them down, but the hook misses. Dr. Chelly not getting it. Demon still here, getting knocked back by a face melt, but was able to kill Greymane. Li Ming reset number 1, 2. Wow! Those three fell really fast. B-Med, the only one still standing. No mana for him, will fall. And yes, we have a game, a mega kill for the Wholesome Halfwits, defending their core after all three keeps were down. How can Wholesome Halfwits play this to their benefit? They need to find something somewhere. There's a boss up top. They're going to start the channel at a minimum right now on the objective. But do they want a boss? They're just leaving 3 on objective. This isn't the right play. We need to find value in lanes. Still 34 seconds until the channel's complete. We got Diablo already back up. Just about 10 seconds on the next 3, and shortly after it's a Dahaka with a brush stock. So this fight's gonna happen a lot faster than I think Wholesome Halfwits even realizes. Still with their Greymane and Li Ming, that's their damage back at base. They're gonna... I just don't see them getting value off this. Even if they get this objective, which it looks like they might, it's just not enough. Checking out bottom lane, the response from sOaK every lane, it wasn't defense on the objective. It was grab a boss, which is now revealed to Wholesome Halfwits. This minimap icon will stay illuminated, but no one from Wholesome Halfwits is going to even attempt to get down here. So even though they have their first objective of the game, it's going to be without any of their keeps standing and a boss about to be pushing bottom lane. Yikes. I don't even know. I mean, the play 100% is kill this boss. Yeah, I mean, that's the only play. So they're not going to get any structures out of this. Bot's going to not make it to the keep wall. Mid's already cleared up. And look at top with no one from our red team nearby. Free clear is available here for sOaK every lane. And if I'm not mistaken, this boss is going to be active top lane right as this cavalry expires. Well, I guess this one needs to expire in the bottom lane. But once this objective ends, that boss is going to be there. We'll see. No, they're going to have to send someone back, so they can't even make that happen. Alright, so last chance for any sort of redemption in this objective. It's going to be bottom lane for Wholesome Halfwits. With the keep wall already down, this is their best opportunity to start getting some catapult pressure in this bottom lane. But Starfall, more than enough to make a void zone that no one wanted to walk through. Damage turnaround from Diablo. Greymane low will fall. Trades out 1-for-1 with the Haka. And Diablo throwing out the lightning breath. Might find more. No, he falls first. It's the living bomb spread from Strokes that saves the day. The defense is there. A quad kill from sOaK every lane. And now it's time to march on down. I think this one's Drekthar. Am I right? This is Drekthar. Well, Drekthar, I think your night is about to end. sOaK every lane. They're in mid lane, about to head us to game number 3. Hunter's Mark on the core, and with 20 seconds left until anyone can respawn, GG. sOaK every lane gonna take the map on Alterac Pass.
Let's take him back.
Alright, here is our match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Outstanding set there. Here's your talents first and foremost. A lot of value late game, I thought, coming out from sOaK every lane. Ice Blade arrows effectively saved them in that last fight. Greymane diving in. It looked like he didn't even do any damage. Did go with Unleashed at the end, which just didn't get that second cast off. Maybe was able to win that, but the final fight there with the quad kill, sOaK every lane put in an exclamation point on their victory here. Here's the stat summary before we head to our second break of the evening. We're going to take another short 2-minute break and be back with the conclusion of this set between sOaK every lane and Wholesome Halfwits. Thanks for being with us. I'll be right back. All right, thanks for hanging with me during the break there. 2 minutes, short break for us. Typically a little bit longer, but we got a lot to get to. Still another set I have vowed to replay cast after this. So if you are here for just the sOaK every lane Wholesome Halfwits match, I urge you to stay tuned in, because after this, I'm going to be bringing you Zul'jin Distillery versus Ban Cho. a matchup that took place last night, I believe, or sometime this week. I think it was last night. Wasn't cast, so we're going to bring that action to you right after the conclusion of this first set. I'm already here in the game, ready to go. But BMed, if you could do us the favor, drop those Game 3 bans in if you have them available. And we're ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Towers of Doom. All right, on the left-hand side, we got your Game 2 winners. Philip K on the Diablo. Strogs playing eVeRy. Key looks like he's going to be back on the Tyrande. Demon back on the Rainer. And up top, you came to see it, and BMed's going to deliver it. BMed on Gazlo. Ladies and gentlemen, soak every freaking lane. On the right-hand side, we got their competitors who won Game 1 and put up a hell of a fight in Game 2. G-Money Drum's going to be on Dahaka, Dr. Chelly on Tyrael. Freckle Pants on Lucio. Neutrons appears to be on the Junkrat. And last but not least, on Fen 9, we got Crooked Smiles, or just singular smile. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Wholesome Halfwits. Level 1 talents are up. And I fully expect BMed, you see here, he's standing up at mid all by his lonesome. I expect some bright spots to shine here from our Gazlo expert. We're going to see if that comes to fruition. So far, it's a bottom lane jungle invade attempt there by Diablo and Varian, but they don't have quite enough damage at this point in the game. They're going to go ahead and back it on up after losing a lot of health on Mr. Big Red. This matchup will be interesting. Toy Dahaka up against Mr. Turret. The bottom lane seems to be favoring Wholesome Halfwits so far in terms of HP and lane pressure. Philip K under assault, getting slowed tremendously by Phoenix. Concussion Mine gonna knock him back, and this looks like it's first blood. It is. Diablo is down. Only made it to 6 souls so far. Varian still being slowed down. Here's Tyrael. May be able to get in his face, but no. Strogs will survive with Tyrande nearby. Dahaka still putting pressure up top as Gazlo's double soaking these lanes, and this is XP being missed in the mid. Just a few. Neutron's going to make it to grab the remaining balance of those minions. Both sides looking at sapper camps. Crooked Smile, Strogs. Neither being scouted. Eyes on Crooked Smile, though. He did go for the Plasma Cutter build. You see another 2 stacks there on Diablo, and early in the game, just 2 minutes, 11 stacks. Pretty good start, but wow. And the turnaround. Varian didn't even need to use the Colossus Smash on the Junkrat. And he was just... It might as well have been Colossus Smash because his health bar was gone before we were able to say anything. First kill of the game for sOaK every lane. And we do finally get a look at the option Strogs is going for with the Colossus Smash. So we'll try to use that in conjunction with some of the other CC this squad has. Of course, stuns from Gazlo. You got stuns from Diablo, potential stuns from Tyrande as well. So Strogs looking to add in that extra bit of CC with Varian here in this matchup. Alter's active in just about 5 seconds. Prioritization up top here from Wholesome Halfwits. They got no one down bottom. They're looking for the 2-cap up top. It's Varian and Diablo in defense, but they're going to be surrounded. Here's 4 heroes from both sides now. Great Colossus Smash, and Phoenix in trouble. And you see why this Varian must have been chosen, because they just want to delete a Phoenix. And they don't even have Shield Breaker yet, which is going to be more destructive later on in the matchup. Varian coming into play early here on Towers of Doom. Going to give the 2-channel advantage in favor of sOaK every lane. 4 more shots shooting in at the core of Wholesome Halfwits.
Enough of this charade. Bring down the Gravekeeper's core.
I will not return.
I do see those hero bans were placed down in our chat by BMed. I'll read them out. Ana Imperius and Kael'Thas were banned by sOaK every lane. And Wholesome Halfwits banned out Samuro, Stukov, and the Laws of Vikings. So looks like a little bit of target banning continuing throughout this set up against BMed. A lot of teams trying to use that as their draft strategy. We'll see if it pays off. We saw them lose game number 2. And now potentially in trouble here in game number 3 is Tyrael, but Eldruin sends him back to safety. Dr. Chelly surviving, and really only because the Lunar Flare wasn't in the perfect spot from the flip from Diablo. There's still a bit of a sync issue there, but with how well they've done throughout the game, I'm expecting them to be able to nail the next one. Speaking of nailing the next one, maybe thought Diablo was wanting to charge into those towers. He's sitting at 76 souls, so a bit of extra HP, a considerable amount at least at this point. 7s for both our squads. Barely missing a plasma cutter. Big stack there is Crooked Smile, and now they're able to turn this around. Philip K once again standing in strong with a lot of health and surviving, getting some armor, and just free to walk on back. Not enough dive threat yet from Wholesome Halfwits. Really, they're only be able to get that if they can get their Dahaka to drag someone to them. Otherwise, they're just a very poke-centric team. We'll see if they can use that poke here on objective number 2. As Diablo's going to charge in on Dahaka. G-Money Drums showing up already here. Not opting to stay split, looking for any extra soak and a brush stalk. Now under assault from Strobes, backing up. Mind missing from Gazlo. Bit of a charge here on the backside. Here's Diablo charging in. Stun gonna miss from Tyrande, but Tyrael dead. Will there be any trait value? Trying to find 3 and does. Explodes on Tyrande and she's out of here. Neutron's gonna fall on the other side. His grenades miss. So I know they got the trait damage from their Tyrael, but not finding it from Junkrat. Both heroes having that. Wow. Phoenix not able to warp out. But yeah, I was about to say how Junkrat and Tyrael both have a death mechanic where they explode. Tyrael's being a bit easier to connect with. But ultimately, even after getting those kills, they lose the core shots and they're down a level again. Early game struggles from Wholesome Halfwits have them looking up on the scoreboard at sOaK every lane being moments away from having their heroic talents first in yet another map in the matchup. We're just like literally seconds away from seeing what these heroic talents are going to be. Want to keep an eye on our Gazlo. We've seen a lot of Gravo Bomb coming out from BMed in recent weeks. Does it continue here in this week 2 matchup? And it will be. Gravo Bomb, the selection from Gaz. Lightning Breath. Got the heal from Tyrande. That's going to be Shadow Stalk. And Hyperion from Raynor will definitely help their siege, especially bottom lane. Sapper is nearing this, see if they want to siege these forward. Junkrat's going to be able to clear those. Maybe a misplay there from sOaK every lane, not using the heroics. Would have liked to see a bit more aggression, and here's the aggression finally. They got a few more moments before their opponents reach the level 10 mark. They're not going to find the fight. Easy backup decision there by Wholesome Halfwits. Alter active in 20 seconds. And we're going to see this fight, the next fight at least, take place on even talents. Level 10s achieved for Wholesome Halfwits. Judgment. Planet Cracker. I love it. It's about 66% of the Meme Beam Dream Team setup I like to run. Judgment, Planet Cracker. They're only missing the Hinterland Blast from a Falstead. We'll see if they can execute it. Right now, it's Varian, though, in Tyrael's face. Dr. Chelly may be looking for a target of his own. We'll see what target it is. There it is. It's Raynor. Planet Cracker going to be a little slow and not really hitting too much with Crooked Smile. Going to try to find value with the Plasma Cutter. Already losing one is sOaK every lane. But the other side, it's Lucio and Tyrael falling a 2-for-1 exchange and might find more with Junkrat low. He does fall, a triple kill for sOaK every lane. Still in there is Varian, but not going to find any more. They do find another altar, and that sends 4 more shots, a 12-core lead for sOaK every lane. Sappers being picked up by BMed and Strogs. That should be free. Indeed it is. Didn't note if Gazlo. No, he didn't. He didn't go for that Merc Board. So these won't be empowered, but they're still Sappers. And if these connect onto this keep, it will send it below 50% health. There's one. Looking for two now. There it is. And three. And that's just about, like I said, 50% health onto that keep. That's going to help sOaK every lane tremendously, especially if they get more Sappers. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. Now just seconds away from level 13. And there it is. They have another talent tier advantage to try to work with here. We'll see if they can use this one to any advantage. And it looks like they might be. They're postured in a bush with Diablo. sOaK looking for maybe someone sticking out too far. So far it's just Tyrael. But Tyrael gonna back it on up. Here comes sOaK, now looking to make something happen on his own. Mid lane, it's been Neutrons soaking and barely getting out with the concussion mine of his own. Still without Ripper Air. It could have been a little sketchy. But he did survive. Double alter phase active in just a moment. So we're going to keep eyes on bottom side. Dahaka still split up top, sending Sappers into the fort wall. Has Brushstock available. So this, even without the level 13 talents, is maybe one of the last chances that Wholesome Halfwits will have to take a decent fight at least. That's Tyrande challenging with a channel. Interrupted by Dahaka, the only one in here. G-Money. I mean, I love the play of getting the interrupt, but no one on your team is here, man. No one. Still making a play, though. Judgment Planet Cracker finds Tyrande, and maybe we do have some action. It's 4-on-4. Dr. Chelly's still alive, but Eldruins wasn't sent far enough away for him to make it all the way out. They do bait out Hyperion, but all that does is give room for sOaK to get yet another channel off for sOaK every lane. 4 more shots sent over to Wholesome Halfwits, and now it's a 16 core lead for our blue team. 15 seconds till the next siege camp. They get another altar, another 4 shots, and now it's a 20 core lead, and Phoenix is going to be dead by Shattering Throw. Breaking shields since 1999. At this point in the game, if you're Wholesome Halfwits, you need a fight right now. But Phoenix isn't up for another 4 seconds. You have maybe 20 seconds until level 16's here. This is your last opportunity until 20 to probably find a really decent fight. And I don't think they're going to get it. Sapper's nearby. Concussion Mine's going to send them packing. But with the minions all dead, they have to start putting bodies on the line. It's going to be Tyrael the one trying to make the play. And he just had to instantly back up. Here comes Dahaka now trying. G-Money Drums playing frontline, but the rest of his team, you see, they're just too afraid to step up with these warriors. They keep the fort alive. But to what? Now you don't have 16s, your opponents do. Triple altars are activating. If all 3 of these go over to sOaK every lane, you might as well kiss Towers of Doom goodbye. Here comes Varian, here comes Diablo. Follow-up stun missing from Tyrande. Dr. Chelly still under assault. Eldruin shifts his weight ever so slightly, juking out the rest of that. He will make it to safety, but Junkrat now in trouble. Has to be saved by Justice for All. And look at the room for Tyrande. Is only Phoenix here. Tyrael has to start stepping forward again with limited health. Judgment, Planet Cracker interrupted. Didn't go off there by Phoenix, so they miss an opportunity for a kill on Tyrande. And now Phoenix, he's on an island all alone with a Varian in his face. Crooked Smile's gonna fall. Lightning Breath's gonna find Junkrat. And that's a double kill for sOaK every lane. Check out bottom. That was just converted. So will be 5 more shots being sent over. And that is 7 core health remaining. All that's left for Wholesome Halfwits. A boss is available. But instead they want to grab the structure, which I completely agree with. I think bell towers are definitely a priority because the moment you see them trying to get these back, you still can get on that boss. So it's converted. Up top still is Gazlo, trying to get the minion wave onto the final bell tower remaining for Wholesome Halfwits, but down bottom they're working on regaining control in the bottom lane. But this is a one in, one out situation. They're going to get this bell tower in. We're only seconds away from getting this bell tower out. Junkrat's not going to be enough for defense. And the exchange is complete. Now, where do we go from here, sOaK every lane? Is it defense? Yeah, it looks like they're pinging defense, and they will make it here in time. Diablo might find a flip. No, philipK can't find it. Gravel Bomb whiffing. Now Gazlo without a heroic. 16s are here. They have the Judgment and the Planet Cracker, but they don't have minions, and this fort still belongs to sOaK every lane, so the fight's going to happen under a bell tower, if it happens at all. We'll see if they can be patient at all. I mean, I guess they're going to be patient. Objectives active in 20 seconds. This is crunch time. Wholesome Halfwits cannot afford to lose one of these altars, because if they do, it's going to be sending them to just one remaining core health. So they're going to look for a kill on Diablo. philipK in the front of it. But here's Hyperion in a chokehold. That's going to send everyone back, as well as the Lightning Breath. G-Money Drums could be next after Tyrael already fell. Planet Cracker in the choke. Sidesteps are good enough, but wait a minute. Junkrat says no, they weren't good enough. Gets the... Oh, he doesn't get the interrupt. philipK barely gets it. Turns it on Phoenix. Phoenix warps out. Still looking to delay this to make room for his team. Finds a kill. It's just Junkrat here, and B-Med is not gonna let Neutrons end this at all. See you later, Junkrat. It's only Phoenix left. His Phoenix is on cooldown, or his Phoenix is on cooldown. His Planet Cracker is on cooldown. So indeed, that is it. GG, sOaK every lane, bringing it back from down a map, are gonna win on Towers of Doom and take the set 2-1 over Wholesome Halfwits. Here is your match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. philipK with 6 kills, and Raynor showing up to the party as well with 6 of his own. 19-6 that time in favor of sOaK every lane. They did not disappoint in game number 3. Here's your talent screen in case you wanted to see those. Of course, if you are watching in the future over on YouTube, make sure before you go, hit that follow button, or I think they call it subscribe. It goes a long way with helping support me and my casting, helping support the amateur scene in general, and helping bring some more eyes to some of these matches like this one, for everyone to be able to watch, not just you who tuned in at 5 o'clock or whatever it was, 5:30 on a Thursday afternoon for a replay cast. But yeah, stop in. All my replays are going to be up here on YouTube, so the subscription will definitely serve you well. If you're watching on Twitch live right now, if you're watching this replay cast live, we're going to be back in just a moment. I'm actually going to, what I'm going to do is turn the stream off, set up for the next one, change my title, just so everything can be uploaded more seamlessly to YouTube later on. So give me about 2 minutes, and I'll be back live. So don't go anywhere, and hope to see you when I return.